Welcome back, guys. This video is kind of a little food plot / farming video. So I've got this field out in front of me here. I was unable to film us working it up and planting it because I had to work and rain was on the way. But there's about 9 acres or 10 acres probably here that we've got planted, where the wagons are all the way to the right, all the way over to that cornfield, kind of where those trees are out there. And then we've got a ditchway that meets our other bean field here. So hopefully this alfalfa field will get some deer coming into it, and then we can either tree stand hunt it, ground hunt it. It's pretty open country. Otherwise, way out here, we've got the Moultrie box blind that we can move around. So essentially the equipment used for this was a 24-foot digger. Obviously most food plot guys don't have access to that. And then I have a 12-foot Brilliant seeder that does a really nice job. An acre should be a pretty lush green field when it's all said and done. Not good. So here's the heartbreaking thing about planting this hay field. 2 days after we did this, obviously you guys can see all this water in this ditch and how saturated this field is. Last night when I got home, all this lower end of the field was all water, standing water. And you can see standing water in the bean field. This ditch was pretty much dried up. It had rained an inch last week, dried up, and now obviously you can see it's full. Pretty sure we got at least 3 inches of rain yesterday. Not ideal. It's supposed to be warm all this week. I don't think it's going to affect the field at all. But the reason I'm really excited about this being an alfalfa field is there's a big timber woods, one of the bigger ones in our neighborhood anyways, that those deer can come out of there and come over here to feed. We've got a little 2.5 or 3 acre plot across the street that's an alfalfa grass mix, and those deer absolutely pound that thing. So I'm hoping they come out to pound this as well. And heck, there might even be some geese out here, so we might get some goose hunting in. So let's talk open country deer hunting. As you can see out in front of me here, we only own 3 trees on this whole fence line, 20 acres. What the deer like to do is, much like timber, these different fields act as transition edges. So they are going up and down this corn edge. And I know that there's 3-4 trails coming through this cornfield from the neighbors where these drowned outs are. Watch the same thing the other direction. Cornfield edge, bean field. We only own 2 trees along this whole edge. Actually 3, I'll correct that. So, not too many places to hunt. There's a fence line with no trees there before the other neighbors. And then there's a timber lot over there that we don't own a single tree on. So you really have to get creative and mobile. But these deer really use these crops to their advantage. Anywhere you got a drowned out hole, a sprayer trail, a ditch dug. So like this ditch, normally a good travel corridor. I can see on these beans but there's definitely some browse. You can see where they've nipped the tops off of some of this stuff. You can definitely see it here where they've nipped it. But that's kind of in this whole corner here. You can see it's kind of spotty because it got drowned out. But it's doable. I know there's guys in the country that have to hunt like this in open country. So, I mean, you can do it. You can get deer. I'm not going to say that they're trophies, but you can definitely get deer. So here's a prime example where our headlands end from planting. And there's either the sprayer track or a tractor track, but this is also a deer trail right now. What I'm going to show you is right through there. There's a trail going through that corn. Some deer are cutting this corner. So that's a good thing to note. I mean, as the year progresses, you'll see more and more trails, which will help you set up and find a location. There's another trail going into the corn. Pretty decent track. Put down just before the rain. All right, so I'm out here at the back corner of our bean field. I'm gonna put up a trail camera for my dad, see what's on it. Deer normally cut this corner. From the looks of the soybeans, they're not even in here right now. There's like no tracks, no browsing activity. They all seem to be back by that ditch for some reason. But mosquitoes are horrendous out here right now, especially after this rain. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this Moultrie set up. This is a A99i. Really like this camera. Takes pretty good picture quality. Can't do video, but we just need something to tell us that there's some deer here and what time they're here. All right, so I got this camera positioned directly behind the camera that I'm using for filming right now. Last year there was a scrape. So, you know, we're banking October-ish, you know, probably having some decent or better bucks show up. There's not any really huge deer in this neighborhood, but there's a ton of does, and we're gonna see if we can't get rid of a couple of them this year. And then with any luck, maybe there is a big buck that got through. I don't know. I haven't seen any personally, but there'll be some average deer probably this year on the camera, but we'll see what happens. So a little different angle here. Got our bean field, fence line, neighbor's bean field. When I was a kid, deer used to run that fence line really hard. There's not any trees left on it, so they don't use it quite as much when the crops are on there, but in the wintertime they'll come down it. So if you guys are in open country and you've got these fence lines where they meet different fields, those are good places to get into. So then we've got our other corner of our bean field here, coming out into this clover field. Pretty good sized field, I think it's 11 acres. Late season, deer love this field for some reason. Something about this clover just gets them going wild. But it's kind of a wrap on the farmland part of it on this side of the street. There's about 40 acres, you know, but main thing is just trying to trick the deer. I've shot them on the ground in these fence lines before. I mean, we shot them out of tree stands. I've shot them in the middle of a cornfield. And we got the new secret weapon, the muddy box blind. The old man bought that last year. I think he got it on sale. I haven't even been inside of it yet, but then we got it on an old hay rack, flat rack right now, so it's portable. I mean, we can drive this thing anywhere, set it up. No, most people will be like, well, deer's never going to walk past that thing, but when this sits right here, and there was another wagon in the corner there, and deer come right past them. I mean, they're literally right under them. so they're used to it around here. We got enough junk laying around. Doesn't seem to bother them. So, yeah. Hopefully we have some success. I know a lot of other guys are in this situation, so hopefully you guys take it for a grain of salt, and you guys can have some experiences too, harvesting some deer. I'm going to try and do some more videos on this alfalfa plot as the year goes on. They'll probably be just little short videos, but thanks for watching.